All right, the Wall Street Journal and me says that the manual transmission is not dead yet. That is news that seems to go in the face of all other news because everything news and car related these days is EV and it sucks and it's depressing. But then we have this and it's a little nugget of happiness. Now, granted, the caveat is that in 2021, the take on new cars with manual transmissions was less than 1%. It was pretty much totally flatlined and dead. Now, so far in 2023, we're at 2%, which 2% is hardly an army, but it's 100% more than 1%. So we got to celebrate the victories here if you're a car enthusiast because, the way the world is going and the way that they're telling us the future is going, forcing us the future is going, is not in the favor of the car enthusiasts. So we need to fight back here. The weird thing is there was an article on The Drive, which I also read, which kind of was talking about the article on Wall Street Journal. They were attributing a lot of it to age. They were saying that a lot of the uptake here in new cars with manual transmissions was like young people. But then I started looking and they qualify young people as anybody from like 16 to mid 40s. So to me, that's a big part of the driving, population, the age driving people. I don't think it has to do with age. You guys let me know. I think that this is not an age demographic, and this is a psychographic. This is a shared mentality, and it crosses age spans. And I think it's a lot deeper than just a manual transmission. I wrote an article about this on our website. It's s3mag.com. Or we have a totally freaking free app, S3 Magazine on Apple and Android. Go check it out. And I'm just trying to paraphrase, but like we're being told what the future is, right? Like it's being forced on us while they're telling us not to question it. And I think the farther that we go down this path, it's not just cars, it's politics, it's pandemics, it's all of this shit, right? And I think that the farther we're going down this path, the more people are waking up. And I don't mean for this to be political one way or the other. It's a good thing that people are waking up and uniting because, dude, they're saying that young people are buying manual train. Let's just take the people that are like 16 to maybe 30. Pretty much since they've come of age, the country has been on a steady decline, right? It's just been kind of a shitty downward slope for these people. Social media has destroyed their life in a lot of ways. I know I'm saying this on social media, but it's divided us. It's censored us. It's made us compare ourselves to things and people that in some cases aren't real at all. It's a heavy weight on that generation's shoulders. And they're not even aware of it, the influence and the envy and the impact that it's having on their lives. They're not aware of it because they can't remember a time before social media. Then you have the people that are in my age demographic, that 30 to mid 40s that they were talking about. I'm 43. I was born in the 80s, the very end of 79. So I was plopped into the world at the beginning of the 80s. The 80s is how the world was introduced to me. Come on. If you're younger, you might not be able to relate. If you're my age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was sports cars and pop-up headlights and manual transmissions and Testarossas and T-tops and MTV and rock and roll and NWA and fuck the establishment and fuck the system. And that was the mentality. I could go on and on. We had Marlboro cigarettes. We had malls. We had blockbusters. We had kick-ass movies, which everybody just rips off today. We had all these things. Our French fries were cooked in straight up beef fat. Porsche didn't make SUVs. They made sports cars only. Motley Crue and Skid Row. And we were putting people in space shuttles and launching them to the moon. The wall in Germany fell. America was kicking ass, right? And that's how I was brought into this. And then ever since I've been an adult, it's been like what I mentioned for you guys that are kids. It's been like I'm sitting here and we're watching just everything kind of lose luster. I don't need to get into all the details, right? But I think that people my age are getting fed up with the shit. And I think as trivial as it is, like a manual transmission is that like it's a physical thing that we're being attracted to in this day and age or whatever. We're starting to see the appeal in it. Like people are tired of being connected in a digital sense. We want real connection again. And when it comes to automotive, that's how it plays out, man. We want to be connected literally to the vehicle, not with your dumbass Bluetooth and all this shit that they're putting in cars right now. I don't think that Tesla and GM and Ford and all these execs that are answering to all these investors, I don't think they know us like they think they do, right? And so I think that is the real reason. That's when it all goes back to the whole psychographic. Like, we're fed up with the shit. And we want to actually drive when we drive. We want to be in the moment and be behind the wheel when we're driving. We're realizing that that is something that's missing from our lives. When you're in a car, like, it's a self-reflection thing. Like, that is our time, to quote the Goonies. When you're in a car like that, like, you want to block everything out. You want to have that moment. That is what the sport of driving is. It's therapy. It's a sport and it's therapy, and it's just, you block out the world and it's you and it's the car, and there is no way to technologically simulate that in the same way that actually grabbing the next gear brings you into the moment. I think that young people, middle-aged people, old people, people that get it. We all understand this. And hopefully this is a rumble. 2% is only 2%, but hopefully it goes to 3, it goes to 5. I'm not saying we're ever going to be the majority. I don't want to be the majority. I'm happy being a minority car enthusiast in today's world, but let's make it more than 1%. Come on.